Roaming Eye greets you back to his ongoing series, Bus Pan Minute. I'm your host, Prabhjot Singh, and will continue from where I left in my last episode on role of East Indians in Canadian politics. Before we take on how they have done over the last 75 years, remember to click on bell icon so that you get direct and free subscription to all episodes of Probing Eye and Bus Pan Minute. Over to Canadian politics. After Gyani Narendra Singh Garewal, who made a superb start in electoral politics by winning an election to Mission City Municipal Council. Since then, East Indians have come a long way in Canadian politics at all levels, at municipal level, at provincial level, and at federal level. We have been talking about how they have progressed, and initially, for example, when liberals took to politics in British Columbia, they were following New Democratic Party, and in Ontario, they were mostly supporting liberals. Over the years, they have been supporting almost all major parties, including New Democratic Party, the Liberals, and the main opposition party in Canadian outgoing Parliament, the Conservatives. But in 1993, when a first batch of three East Indians got into House of Commons, there was something unique in that. A first turban Sikh got elected to House of Commons, and it was for the first time in the history of the world that a turban-wearing Sikh got into a parliament outside India. And this man was a real estate agent, Gurbakh Singh Mali. He was elected from Brampton. And when he was elected, there was an animated debate in the media whether a turban man could go into House of Commons without removing his turban, since Canada has adopted monarchy system and nobody can wear a headgear while entering parliament, as everybody has to bow his or her head to the monarch, the queen. At that time, it was the queen. And when Gurbaksh Mali got elected in October 1993, so there was, of course, as I mentioned, an animated debate, and there was a Sikh scholar, Professor W.H. McLeod, a New Zealander who had worked in India, and he was a teacher in Bering Christian College in Patala, and he was a renowned historian. And in 1991, Government of Canada had approached him for his views on allowing new recruits in Royal Canadian Mounted Police with a turban. So Professor McLeod gave his opinion that turban is not a headgear, it's a part of Sikh identity. And his opinion paved way for Baltev Singh Dhillon to become the first turban Sikh as a member of Royal Canadian Mounted Police. And incidentally, early this year, Baltev Singh Dhillon, sorry, he was nominated to the Senate, the upper house of Parliament, and he became the second turban Sikh after Sabi Marwaha, a banker who had earlier served on the Senate. So this is how the turban Sikhs got into Canadian houses of Parliament. The lower house, the House of Commons, and the upper house, the Senate. Gurbaksh Mali and Sabi Marwaha. So when Gurbaksh Mali was to be coronated, he was to be sworn in. I happened to be in Canada at that time, and I sent a letter since Canada follows the British system of monarchy. So I sent a letter to the administrative secretary of the House of Commons in England, okay, whether when Guru Baksh Mali goes to parliament, will he be asked to remove his turban or will he go to the house with his turban? So prompt came the reply, no, there'll be no problem for Mr. Mali. He can go with his turban on as the British monarchy recognizes Sikh and Sikh soldiers and holds them in high esteem. So the Sikh soldiers, they don't have to remove their turban, and it's not a headwear for them. It is a part of their Sikh identity. So that cleared the way for Gurbaksh Mali to go into House of Commons with his turban. And since then, 1993 and till the dissolution of the last of the 44th House of Commons early this year, every house for last 32 years was represented by turbaned Sikhs. After Guru Baksh Mali, there have been many others. For example, in the last house, Jasraj Singh Halan, Randeep Singh Sarai, they all wear turbans. Then Tim Uppal, he's the deputy leader of the Conservative Party. So the number of people wearing turbans in House of Commons has been growing over the years. In between, there were others. Navdeep Bains, Raj Garewal, Darshan Singh Kang. They all wore turbans when they entered House of Commons. So was a long story for the Sikhs who, till 1947, when they moved to, they were already in Canada, they had no voting rights. They got the rights in 1947, and in the next 3 years, they got into politics. But the pioneers were not the ones who used to wear turbans. For example, Gyani Narendra Singh, he was a clean shaven Sikh. Mos Hota, who got elected to British Columbia Assembly and the first legislator of East Indian origin, also didn't wear a turban. It started only with Guru Baksh Mali. And now, when the House will elect new members for its 45th edition, there are many, many candidates who wear turban and representing all parties. Incidentally, one of the leaders of a major political party, New Democratic Party, Jagmeet Singh, is also a staunch Sikh and a turban wearing man. And he represented British Columbia in the House of Commons. And when the House of Commons elections are held on April 28th, he will be seeking re-election along with other Sikh candidates like Jasraj Singh Halan, Randeep Singh Sarai, and others. So this is how the progress of Sikh politicians who never discarded their turban continued in the House of Commons, and they have progressed very well over the years. So that is why I want to talk about it, is because in many places the people still hold skeptical views about the Sikh turban. They think it is a headwear, but actually it is not, as Professor McLeod had said in 1991 and again in 1993. So the Sikh community in Canada is grateful to Professor McLeod because he knew Sikhism very well. He was a Sikh historian. He used to visit India quite often, and I had known him for a long time. And whenever he would visit Chandigarh to visit his friends, Sikh historian in Punjab, I would meet him. Unfortunately, we lost him way back in 2009, but his good work, his pioneer work, still remains with us. So, in the coming episodes, we'll talk more about the East Indian women, and how they got into politics and made a mark in Canadian federal politics. Till then, stay tuned and keep on watching Probing Eye and Paspan Minute.